This is Multiplaying, episode 107, recorded on the 23rd of January, 2015.
Everybody online, looking good.
A companion podcast to the collaborative blog and gaming community that's playing as life allows. This is Multiplaying.
Well, let's start the insanity.
We have clearance, Clarence. Roger. What's our vector, Victor?
Hello?
Great heavens! What kind of radio show is this?
And we forgot how to podcast.
Fuck!
So, Multiplaying podcast was gone for a long, long time while we were all on our spirit quests.
Yeah, we're in the desert.
What have we learned?
It's only been since, April.
But gee, that's almost a year.
Yeah.
It's closing in on April.
Well,
It's been a long week.
It's been a rough time.
So, how are you guys? I haven't talked to you in almost a year.
Yeah, right.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Jason, how are you?
It's been a great year.
Aw.
No, I'm just kidding. I ate cardboard the other day.
You
Yeah,
ate
he did.
cardboard?
Yeah, an accident.
But then he's telling everybody about it.
Yeah.
Because of a pride thing, or what was the cause of eating
No, I
cardboard?
made some lunch while working, and it was pizza on a plastic, or like a box, and I don't know. It's a long story.
This is terrible podcasting.
Do go on.
Yeah. It's something I don't care about, but now you have to finish, because I don't know what to do with that.
I can assume what happened, but...
Yeah, you guys know. It doesn't matter. You can edit this out.
Yeah, I'm totally gonna edit
bailing,
that out. 'Cause
totally bailing on it.
that would have been an interesting story if you stuck with it, but I can't use
It's
any
really
of this.
not.
Well, not now.
Okay, so I made the pizza.
No, I'm not using it.
Now we don't care.
No. That would be like a million things to cut out to cut back into the story. I'm not doing it.
All right, I'm not going to talk then.
Really?
No.
Because you bailed on it first.
Yeah, because as soon as I said it, I felt like I was dumb.
Why? Everything we say on here is dumb.
Yeah, it is.
I can tell my other story about working at home and what I do with the toilet.
No, you're not doing that anymore.
No, I mean what I used to do with the toilet.
Do you know what he's doing with the toilet? Did he tell you about this?
No, but I've been in your house and now I gotta know.
No, he just started doing this, and
But
well,
you
actually,
said
he
he
just
stopped too.
He just stopped doing.
No,
this.
it was like a 2-month thing.
I didn't know about this.
Which 2 months was I there?
No, this was like November, December.
Tell him your idea.
All right, so as soon as she leaves and the kid leaves, my thing is kind of like I turn down the heat. I try to make the house really. I don't try to use any resources because I'm thinking I'm working at home, but I'm trying to minimize stuff while everyone else is gone. Mm-hmm. Because I don't need it. I don't need heat. I don't need other stuff. So I started urinating in the toilet, mm-hmm. and I'm thinking I don't need to flush it while they're not here because it's wasting water. It's just smart not to. And then as towards the end of the day, it's getting fuller, I'm kind of thinking, how when you pour water into a toilet bowl, it just auto flushes? I wonder if I can fill it with urine to where it just gets to that point. And I haven't been able to do it. It's like the Holy Grail. But as soon as I brought it up to Shannon, she wanted me to put an end to it. I don't get it.
It's the golden chalice you did not
Yes!
let him see.
He was drinking so much water to try.
Standing at the toilet with a pitcher of water, guzzling.
I'm pretty sure I was closed a couple days.
That is disgusting.
Did you put marks on the inside of it to show?
No.
You got to?
No, I could eyeball it.
We got one of those on a really big tire downtown where there used to be a flood back in the early 80s, or I guess it was 78. There was a big flood in the town where I live, and there's a giant tire that has the mark where the flood got to.
Is that a historical landmark now?
It's kind of a historical landmark, so.
It sounds fancy.
It sounds, yeah.
I'm gonna
I say that out loud, it sounds like I live in the country.
Yeah, but I'm going to get to it one of these days.
Not in this house.
The next house.
The next wife.
Save that up.
Maybe when you're between wives.
Yeah.
So,
That's what Jason's been doing since we haven't been multiplaying.
What have you guys been doing since that cliffhanger episode?
I don't have anything nearly as impressive. Yeah, I got nothing. Not compared to that. Shannon, you got anything? No urination goals?
I had no urination goals or anything like that, so I guess nothing like that.
All right.
Just living the life. I've got a lot to talk about.
I don't know if you guys have been living life. If you haven't been chasing your dreams like me.
I have a lot to talk about, like, for games and stuff that, kind of what we really have been doing. Should we just start with that?
Yeah, sure.
Well, I guess I've been playing Minecraft because they came out with the new Minecraft Realms.
Yes, they did.
So you don't have to pay a hosting service; you pay money right to Mojang. It's not.
They finally figured it out.
Yeah. Well, it's good and it's bad. Like, it's good because it's up a lot more than the hosting service I was using, and I also don't have to mess with a lot of mods and stuff because it's just pure vanilla. The problem is, like, if you want a mod, too bad. And then you can only whitelist 20 people, and only 10 people can be on at the same time, which isn't a problem. We've never hit the numbers, so it's not that big of a deal. For us. So for us, it's fine. But yeah, I could see, like, for big servers and stuff, like, it's definitely not the way to go. Yet. Maybe they're going to make some changes. I don't know. But that's about it. We've got our little realms going.
Yeah.
And then
I was on there this morning.
Were you?
Yes,
I'm still working on that big mine going to bedrock, and I want to make it all fancy when I get to the bottom. But now I ran into lava. So I'm in the process of getting out all that obsidian that I created to get rid of it. But, those problems. Let's see, in between, God, since April, what have we played? What have we been into?
Everything.
Plants vs. Zombies, Garden Warfare. Everyone should be playing that.
Yes.
That's awesome. It's way underrated.
Yeah, it's like...
most underrated shooter.
Yeah, it got talked about some more when it was released on the PS4.
Yeah.
And they gave it away free for
they
like
gave
a
it away.
day.
Yeah, and I totally snagged that when I could. Me and my son play on occasion, but yeah, the still love the PC version. We had our Tuesday night meetup on there.
Yeah.
Me and Shannon.
Did you guys play the Horde mode type?
Yeah.
I forgot what the hell is that called?
Garden Warfare.
Garden Ops.
Garden Ops, yeah.
Yep.
I want to play the multiplayer shoot-'ems, but I want to play it when we have more of us.
So I tried playing a couple times about 2 weeks ago, a couple different days, and I got into servers. I've gotten probably like 4 different servers over the couple days, and it was like one other person. I was hoping I had connection issues because I'll be really bummed out if that's the state of the
I don't
multiplayer.
think it is. I've had no problem getting in full matches. I typically do the gardens and graveyards.
Okay, well they have a lot of modes, so I wasn't sure if I was just picking the wrong ones.
Yeah, maybe. I've not tried a lot of the other modes. Like I said, I typically do the gardens and graveyards, which is essentially the battlefield rush, which is like you start in one area, and once you capture it, you move to the next one.
Yeah,
like the whole
that
map.
one's really cool.
Yeah, the whole map moves forward continuously. That's typically the one I play, and I've not ever really had a problem getting in full filled up mission or maps.
Right.
So.
We should try that then at the next play one. Try some of the multiplayer because I really kind of depressed me because that's such a good game, and I hope it's not just floundering.
Yeah, and I mean for Shannon, it might be a good one to get into because there's like a pretty defined objective. So I mean, it kind of still plays the same that you can go, and if you're a zombie, you can spawn other zombies and stuff. So
you're playing next to the rest of the team, kind of typically in Rush. It's not everybody running around crazy.
Yeah, I played it with you before.
Oh, we have?
No, I was talking to Jason.
Oh, okay.
Oh, the Garden Rush, that one.
We played both. You and I have.
Okay, yeah.
So maybe that's what we'll do.
Yeah.
Sounds fun.
Let's see. Everyone got into WoW in November. I mean, everyone in the whole world got back into WoW. It seemed like. We've been doing a weekly dungeon group. Slurm's bailed on us, but that's expected.
It is.
So we've got Saya and Hardways playing with us, so we've got a foursome now. What we all did
we're back
was,
down to a threesome. But yeah. Or
what?
Yeah, no, we're at 4. You're right.
No, we're at 4.
I'm thinking just full.
we
Dungeon
need.
group.
Yeah. I would like to get one more person with us, so we're just a full group every time. But we all rolled new characters, and we started at 15, and we're doing dungeons all the way up. So we just kind of want to explore the game that way.
What level are you guys up to right now?
I don't know.
25?
26?
26, yeah.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah, I mean, we just started, so... and
we're
we
only
kinda
playing
missed-
those characters.
We're only playing those characters then, and then we only do it once a week, and we missed 2 weeks over the holidays, because the night we play is Wednesday night, so that was holiday.
Yeah.
So yeah, and then this week we missed because it was Saya's birthday, and she had to move, and then Slurms wasn't there, and then Jason got sick, so yeah. It was going to be like me and Hardways, and it's like, well, let's just wait for everybody. Bad week for that. What else did... I don't know. What have I been into and left? So many things.
You wrote down that you were still watching Flash and Arrow.
Oh, yeah.
You still liking Flash? How's Flash? Because I only ever saw the one when I was at your place.
It's cheesier than Arrow. It's more
It's more light.
Yeah, it's more lighthearted.
But I'm enjoying Flash
but
this
I
season
still
more
like
than
it.
Arrow.
You like it more than Arrow?
This season.
Oh, this season.
I like this season's Flash more than this season's Arrow.
I gotcha. Okay.
This season's Arrow is okay, not as good as last season was great.
Yeah, it was.
I really like the crossover episodes they did.
Oh, yeah, those are the best. But even outside of that, the just kind of regular episodes, I find myself, I'm watching both. I find myself enjoying Flash more than the Arrow ones.
The Arrow one seems like it's kind of, this far into the season, it still seems like they're trying to figure out what's going on.
Yeah. They don't have any real... They have some things going, but it doesn't seem as defined as, last season.
Yeah, I've kind of dropped off of that as well.
Yeah, but Flash is really good. As long as you like kind of the, it's a little bit more cheesy, lighter tone.
I will say that the Peg Show is better than both of them, though.
I don't know what the Peg Show is.
Oh, Agent Carter? Yeah.
Yeah.
Agent Carter's really good.
Yeah?
Yeah. Kind of helps that...
You haven't seen that?
No. I have not watched any Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. or what you guys are aptly calling the Peg Show, I guess.
I am calling it that. Jason will not call us that.
No, every time she says that, I just think I'm married with children right away.
I'm not a big fan of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
No.
It's gotten better, but Agent Carter is so much superior.
Started fantastic, and it's held up. So
it helps that it's like a 10 episode season, and it might be the only one.
Oh, really?
So I've heard the showrunners say they hope they get renewed, but they wrote the season as a 1-season show. So it's really good, and I absolutely love her as Peggy Carter.
You love her as a human being.
Pretty much, yeah.
That's fascinating. This is terrible. So for $40,
Rusty.
If anybody hasn't gotten into Heroes of the Storm yet, which is me, I never got the invite. I guess I'm the only human being on the planet that has not gotten the invite. But in case there's one more person out there, you can get into Heroes of the Storm for $40. Just by paying them $40, they'll let you in the beta. But I am not willing to do that because I'm not really a MOBA person, and so $40 is a bit steep for me to pop in there.
What does that come with?
I don't know. I don't care.
Right. I'm assuming it's some sort of package. Like is it?
Yeah.
Is it really just straight up $40 you get in?
Well, there's some sort of package. There's there's some bullet points there, but it's not what I'm gonna pay to.
No, and
MOBA.
I think if you're slightly interested, I really like it, but
if you like MOBAs, I would say go for it. But it's just
or you could just wait.
I'm a dilly-dallyer when it comes to MOBAs. I think I have Dota 2. I've played it those handful of times with you guys. Smite. I've played it like twice with you guys. Like,
Yeah.
I'm just not a MOBA person. I like them when I'm doing them, but it's never something I would queue up by myself.
It's not something you sit back and you know what sounds good.
Never. And I would
MOBAs.
never recommend, like, if you guys were like, what do you want to do? I'd be like, that would not be on my list of things to recommend.
No. Fucking Minecraft.
It's really good, though. I really, really like it. But
Do you want to get back to Minecraft again?
No.
No.
No. I'm just saying, of the things that you would pick, Minecraft
Well,
would be
yeah, but
higher
that's
on
not
your
going to
list.
happen. You guys aren't going to go play Minecraft.
I'm playing Minecraft.
You are. Yeah.
I'm not.
No, he's not.
Yeah. What was I going to say about that?
That's the part of this, like, I love that Sandbox thing about Minecraft, though, where I am not, when it comes to MMOs, I am not a person who enjoys quests at all. I don't want to be told what to do in the world. I want to go and find my own thing and do my own thing and create it and help people and set up things to help people, and I like that. And falling into this, H1Z1 has kind of had a alpha launch this week, right?
Mm-hmm. Do we want
Yeah.
to just get into the MMO travels?
I guess we can.
Because that's
Oh,
where this
yeah.
is all going to eventually
do it.
get to.
Yeah. Do you want me
So-
to naturally change, like,
Well, I had a natural little a way to get there because you were talking about what you do like in an MMO,
yeah.
and there was an MMO that we all liked for a month or so. Maybe it was 2
Yeah.
months. ArcheAge.
I loved ArcheAge so much.
Yeah, it was fucking amazing.
I would still be in there, loving every minute of it.
If you didn't fear for your wallet.
I can't. I had my credit card. I had issues with my stuff being charged. Like, I got charged one of those gold packages, which is like $150, and I got charged like another transaction got charged to it that wasn't mine. I was just like, forget it.
Did you ever get that resolved though?
Yes,
Okay.
they returned who's the company that oversees it for
Tryon?
Tryon was great. Working with them's fine. I don't think they're the issue. I just don't think they're given the tools to
No.
make the game secure enough for me to put my credit card back in there. And to me, it's not worth playing free. I like having land and doing the farming and the crafting and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I like doing the trade pack. I love doing trade pack runs and stuff.
Yeah, God, especially across.
And I know it's silly, right? Like, I mean, you're just walking across countries and stuff, but
well, or you
love
were
it.
going into enemy territory with it.
yeah, the
That
boats
was-
and stuff.
I mean, it sucked when bad shit happened in that game, but that's what made the game great.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
never got into like you guys did. It was pretty
Yeah.
vanilla to me.
Me and Saya worked it out because we couldn't find any land on the server we were on, so we worked it out in the temporary farming. We figured it all out. We could have like our 2 temporary plots side by side and the same place every week, and you just reset them up again. And so it didn't matter that we didn't have any other land. We couldn't get it anyway. I mean, we both had land waiting to be placed in our packs, you know?
Yeah.
But that was a way for us to just kind of have a permanent location too, and we were always had neighbors, and we would I would take care of her farm and she would take care of my farm and stuff. But you can't have a temporary farm if you're not a subscriber, and I don't want to give him my credit card again.
Yeah.
So
game, man.
I had to say goodbye to ArcheAge. It was so good and it's so pretty and so awesome.
You know,
Combat was
I like-
interesting because you could mix the classes so much.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was okay.
I
But-
didn't like. No, I actually didn't like the mixing of classes so much because I like the Holy Trinity. Like in games, I like to know who the healer is. I like to know.
Yeah, I mean,
Who the
I
tank is.
see that, and especially for the PvP setting, that could be detrimental. You didn't know who was going to be what when the attack happened.
Healing's
but
very yeah. I mean, I don't know if it is now, but like when it launched, like healing was very weak. It was not going to save your butt.
No, it was just kind of a way to prolong the inevitable.
Have you guys heard anything about what's going on with that game? Because when I saw it on the list here, I forgot it existed. I'm not like trying to be a douche, but
No,
I haven't thought about it in I don't know how long.
I think it's been a
I
month.
haven't seen anything on Twitter or anything about it.
No, I think it's been a month or two since I checked, but I went to the ArcheAge Reddit, and it still seemed like they were combating a lot of like hack issues and bot issues. So I don't know. Since the last time I checked, I have no idea. But the last time I did check, just to kind of get an feel for if stuff was improving at all, it didn't seem like it was improving.
Yeah, and the big problem on the server we were on, and from what I hear, servers everywhere, there's a huge bot issue where as soon as land was available, these bots would come in and grab it all. So there was just no chance for a regular player to get it. But then there were people saying, like, no, there were just extremely hardcore people getting it all. But you would have people with an insane amount of plots because they didn't have it worked into the game. That thing where, remember how you were supposed to be taxed higher and higher and higher? Mm-hmm. Like, the more properties you had, that wasn't in game yet at that time.
Oh, I didn't know that it wasn't.
No, that's why they could afford to have all those like, you'd have one guy with like 19 properties.
Yeah.
And have like a whole neighborhood and stuff because it wasn't that big of a deal.
Land barons.
I'm assuming all those things are fine now.
You're assuming. So it's safe to go back?
I'm not going back. I'm not putting my card in there. And I don't really have a desire to just go be a pirate, so...
Yeah. Yeah,
I think it's going to be the horizons of the new age.
It's sad though because the game is great. They just need to put some tools in there to protect players and get some things fixed. You know.
Yep. But enough of ArcheAge. What else did we? What other MMOs did we travel through? Oh, you mentioned H1Z1. I know about Diddly Squat with that game. I know that it's kind of like a zombie. You've been playing it though.
I know, but it was like one night I was coming upstairs and I was going to bed and I told Jason, everyone's talking about this H1Z1. He goes, yeah, I bought it. I go, I heard it's like only $20, so I'm gonna go buy it. So this was the Friday, like it had the alpha like available, for $20. So I went downstairs and I bought it and I started downloading it and then I went to bed. And all I knew was it was a zombie game. I don't like zombies. I don't like zombie games. I don't like zombie movies. I'm not a zombie. I am the one who saw that whole fad going on and went, I don't get it. So I did not have an appeal that didn't appeal to me at all. And I don't like the secret world because it's just so dark and dreary all the time that it's emotionally draining to my happiness meters. I don't know what that is, but it just sucks all the happy out of me. And it's like after about half an hour, I'm like, I can't play this anymore.
Kind of like Jason's feelings with rubbers.
Yeah, yep. Yeah. And so I was just like...
I hate the feeling of a rubber.
Okay. So anyway, I don't know how to just segue off of that.
Just keep going.
All right. So anyway, but I had heard it was a complete sandbox. So, and that interests me. And so I'm like, well, I'll check it out. It was $20. $20 apparently is my why not amount there. So I logged in and just like it was kind of awesome. Like there's no quest, there's no one saying hi, welcome, good luck out there. Nothing like that. You just logged in and you're on your own. I like that. I hope they don't change that. Because I think it's kind of cheesy for MMOs to start off that way now. If you're a sandbox anyway. But so I went out and I was just in this field and there's just some bushes and stuff and I didn't look up controls or anything. So I'm just kind of floundering around. I kind of randomly hit E to sidestep, but it didn't sidestep me. It collected. And so I collected berries, and I'm like, okay, so I'm collecting all these blackberries and stuff, so I'm getting like, well, food, hooray, And then I got a branch, was kind of harvested off of one of the bushes, and so I put that in my hand. I hit C, I hit I for inventory, I assumed. And it was right, it came up, but you can also, easier ways to hit tab. Tab hits that too. Anyway, so I pulled up my character screen and put the branch in my... they start you off with a flashlight. But yeah. I put that in my secondary slot because I have it. I could use it, but I've never used it because light can attract zombies. So I don't use it. It can attract other players too, depending on what kind of server you're on. I went on a PvE server because I didn't want to have a horrible time of just people pounding me into the dirt. I kind of wanted to check out the game.
Enough problems with these zombies.
Yeah, and that's kind of what drew me to it, because I've always admired DayZ and stuff like that from afar, but I like reading those stories, not really living them. So when I saw that they had PvE servers in this, like at alpha launch, I was like, okay, $20. I want to see, I want that survival, and I would much rather like cooperate with people to survive the horde than deal with the humans are the worst monsters, which I know a lot of people, that's their drawing point to these type of games.
Yeah.
Well, I had a really good experience because, like, as soon as I wandered out of the field, there's, like, this waste, plant or whatever, I don't know. It was like it was like WDD was the waste development disposal, I don't know.
Yeah, where Tony Soprano worked.
Yeah, like one of those places. So, anyway, I wandered over there, and there were some other people, and I was kind of watching out for zombies, and but there was this car running. It was a police car, and it was just running, and no one was in it. So I walked up to it, and I hit E, and I was sitting in the driver's seat, and I'm like, okay. So the controls were super easy to figure out. It's not real, WASD type of thing, and
Vertical pedal on the right makes it go.
This guy like runs up just as I kind of figured out the controls, and he's like, hey, do you mind if I get in? I go like, because there's voice comm in it, and it's proximity voice comm, so if you're close enough to someone,
that's cool.
You just hit your middle mouse button and you can talk to him, because you don't really have time to type in a lot of situations anyway. So he's like, hey, do you mind if I get in? He was a British guy, and I was like, yeah, get in. And
with that accent.
And so, yeah, and so we were driving down the road, and we didn't get very far. And
did you see hooks?
Yeah, no. But there was this. We passed this like motel, and there was like, well, I say tons because there was like at least 4 that I saw just starting to come out. But there was 2 dudes, like players, like they were gonna get swarmed, so they ran to the car and jumped in, and so we took off right away. And then
did you do that thing where like they almost get to the door and then you pull up about another 2 feet and then they almost get to the door?
That would have been funny, but I was only in the game for like about 5 minutes at that point, and I guess cars like that are extremely rare. Like I just lucked out. So
when you're done, do you put it in your satchel?
No,
you put it in your inventory.
no, it's a car, so you get out and someone else can take it. So anyway, so we drove along and we all realized like we didn't have enough food, so we drove to a field and we all gathered blackberries, and everyone was cool. Like no one.
You got in your outdated smartphones.
Well,
fucking
what?
home run, Jason.
I don't understand.
You got in your blackberries.
Oh. No, you have to, I'm sorry. I guess I should explain. Blackberries are like the easiest thing to gather for food. So you can go and get all these blackberry bushes and you can collect them, and then when you eat them, you restore your hunger and your hydration simultaneously. So they're plentiful, and I keep like a good stack on me all the time, because you don't find a lot in the city. You'll find like I found a can of chili, I found like a can of carrots, but you don't find a lot of it. And the blackberries stack, so it makes sense to just gather a lot of blackberries. But food does rot, so it's not going to last forever.
Like while you have it like in your possession, it rots?
Yeah, meat rots. They said if you're like canned food will last forever, pretty much. But like meat's really, and you can't eat raw meat. You have to cook the meat, but then when you cook
you can eat a little bit of raw meat.
It does damage you though, but you can get food poisoning. But anyway, going back to the story. So the guys were all cool. We all came back. I asked if anyone else wanted to drive there, and like I don't. No, they did. They were like, "You're fine." So I drove again, but no one like. What I was impressed with, no one just got in the driver's seat and took off on us while we were gathering blackberries.
Yeah,
I think that's because we're on a PvE server.
And I was I was kind of hoping like, dudes, I stop and picked you up.
Yeah,
but it wasn't my car anyway, so
watch the dick moves.
Yeah, no, everyone was fine. And so then we got to Pleasant Valley, which is like the main big town on the map. And so I guess that's where everyone goes. And so
how was it?
zombie infested. I mean, because it's like
That doesn't sound very pleasant.
no, but there's like tons of houses and stuff, and I mean, I couldn't carry all the stuff I found. I found a machine gun. I had no room for it. I found a rifle. I had no room for it. Tons of like machetes and hammers and stuff like that. Like just in people's closets and stuff like that I had no use for. But yeah, you go through houses and you search like their cabinets and their
As
their
anyone
bathroom cabinets, and their
normally
fridges. Their fridges are like always empty, unless I'm just incredibly unlucky. You find some T-shirts and you rip those up into scrap so you can make like bow and arrows and bandages out of them. Oh, that's the other thing. Like the crafting, like you start off knowing like a couple of things, but what you want to do is tab over to the Discover tab and just start dumping everything you own into there to see what kind of recipes you can come up with, and redo stuff like sticks and wood planks. Like put those in multiple times because there's multiple recipes that just have those 2 items. So don't just stop when you open up one. Like keep putting the same stuff in there until you have no more options to opening up. Because now, like almost right away, I can make like a wood shack with a wood door. It's not great, but it's at least something secure for my stuff. And I saw other people's shacks, and I tried to go in them, and you have to put a passcode in. So you set a passcode.
Like a digital, there's a digital keypad on these shanties.
Yeah.
Pretty much. I had ran into a guy who I don't think his mic was working, so he was just communicating to me with emotes and all that. And,
Sign language.
Yeah, and I think this would only happen on it may happen on a PvP server, but on a PvE, he was like asking me to follow him. So I ran up, and he had a shack, and he was like pointing at or kind of gesturing at like where he had some things like some food in containers. And it was funny. I kind of looked at him, and I'm like, I saw there was food in there. I didn't want to take it because I didn't need it at that point, and I didn't want, like, since we weren't verbally communicating, I didn't want him to think I was like stealing from him. So we started to walk away because he was gesturing at me again. And then, like, as I was moving away, he ran back, and I could tell he looked in there, and then he kind of, like, gestured me back, like, no, take that. And he was kind of, like, pointing out to where he had, like, some traps set and different things. It was really, really cool.
Yeah, you can build, like, these, you could, like, I know you can, like, set, like, land flat, like, for farming, but I don't know how to do that yet. And I know, like, there's like, a tool you have to build so that you can do that. And then there's these kind of platforms you can build, and then you can put like bigger buildings on top of the like kind of the platform, a raised platform off of the ground. And so you can build like a safe area, and like that intrigues me. Like this little, you could have like a little shanty town if you had a group of friends playing.
Yeah.
It's going to be free, so
Yeah.
yeah,
It's got potential.
I had a lot of really pretty areas and stuff. It wasn't all, I mean, yeah, there's dead people walking around, but if you go out into the woods and stuff, sometimes you don't run into zombies at all, and you have to watch out for like bears and coyotes and stuff.
So there is other types of.
Yeah, I got
wildlife
killed once by a wolf or something. Rabbit dog, I don't know what it was.
Yeah, it was a dog-like animal that attacked me, and I hit it with my branch, and I killed it.
Is there a sub?
And everything has decay. There's no sub.
Really?
No, right now you can buy in $20 for alpha, but it will be free. There's a lot of hubbub about the cash shop stuff now, but I'm not really paying much attention because they're trying to figure it all out. And
they're gonna nail that all down. And the other thing is, at a certain point, I want to say, like, okay, somehow we have to pay for this game. Like, it's kind of like Guild Wars 2. You buy it at least then you buy the box, so you've paid some money into it.
I could see it being more of a frustration on the quote-unquote normal PvP servers, but I'm likely not going to play on those. I'm going to play on the PvE, so I don't really care if one guy kills zombies easier than I do.
Well, no, kind of the issue I think that had a lot of people stirred up is because the way they're doing their cash up, you don't get this item delivered right to you.
Yeah, the airdrop things,
an airdrop comes through. So a plane comes by, but the plane is not like some pristine plane. There's smoke trailing from it. It is loud, and it attracts a lot of zombies. And if you're on a PvP server, it also attracts a lot of other players. It drops what your package on the ground.
Which is random.
Like, it's not assigned to you. You better go get it.
But it also doesn't have a set, like, isn't it like a random drop?
You don't know what's in it.
Right.
You've bought a care package. You have no idea what's in it.
And other people can get it.
I think it's awesome. Because I'm more of a survival. I enjoy the survivalist aspect. I don't want to buy my way out of it. So
right.
I think like making, like they're calling it, they're saying they make it a server event when someone makes a purchase. And I love it. I love that idea, even on a PvE server. But I wonder if it'll be the same, like on a PvP server. I can totally see like it's all game. Like you're gonna be fighting your butt off to get to that resource. But on a PvE server, I'm wondering what the etiquette will be on that. Are you going to go in and be expected to help that person get there? You know what I mean? Is it going to be not cool on a PvE server to gank someone's stuff?
Yeah.
I don't know what the etiquette's going to... Because that community is going to define it themselves, you know?
True. Yeah, I was just about to say, it's going to be one of those things, like, it'll be interesting to see what happens in the PvP side. Like, is there going to be clans or groups or guilds or whatever you want to call them of people that are going out and hunting down the assholes that are dicking around with other players in that environment?
Yeah, but you're also going to have those clans that hate each other. Like we saw that on ArcheAge.
Yeah,
where they're going to be like, oh, you know, such and such clans getting a drop. Let's go get it.
Yeah.
But I don't know on a PvE server if that would happen.
Yeah, I kind of doubt it. I don't know. Yeah, that's
$20
and sounds interesting.
Yeah.
I really like it so far. I found a military backpack. I'm like hoping we don't get wiped soon because it's got like 18 slots and it holds like tons of stuff. It was just sitting on a table like out in this gas station, like because it's like that stuff will spawn, but you got to be lucky to be there right when it spawns.
Yeah, you might go through a gas station that seems picked apart, but you may find one little thing that something has spawned in.
So, is there a chance? Are they going to wipe it on like a launch day? Or have they said?
Oh yeah.
Oh, they will definitely ramp.
It's still an alpha,
but they're
I
think they were going to wipe it this week, but then they ended up not having to wipe it. So, but I mean, it's alpha, so they're going to be doing wipes as they do new builds and stuff. So.
But it's a type of game that's almost like a roguelike. It's like, okay, if a wipe happens, just go out and...
But I've already died once, and that's a wipe.
Yeah.
I mean, you die, and
really?
you respawn, and you have nothing. You start over. But you don't start over... Yeah, well, on the server I'm on, I retain my knowledge of my recipes, though. I don't have to... I lose my items, but I don't have to unlock all those things again. But there are servers where there's a recipe wipe. Like a crafting wipe. So when you die,
which is really interesting. Like every server you look at, it has a whole list of
tons of different rule
recipe
sets.
wipe. Yeah, like headshots are the only way to kill somebody. Like there's a lot of variables that you can kind of go find a server that fits your playstyle. Seems really cool.
Kind of like that. That's cool.
Yeah, there's some that are first person only. Like you cannot pull out to the third person view.
Yeah.
And some of them are different combinations of those rule sets.
Yeah, they seem to have like almost everything. Like most combination of options available.
They got a lot of flack, and I just couldn't. I don't know. I don't see why. I think for an alpha, it's great. I mean, I was really impressed.
It's way more feature set than I thought it was going to be.
I mean, and yeah, with it being an alpha, there's going to be so much more coming in all the time. So,
yeah,
I'm happy with it. Probably should move on from the H1Z1 podcast.
Yeah, what's another MMO that we've toyed with, or we could talk about the Elder Scrolls Online announcement that just happened.
I am really interested in that.
Are you?
I've been waiting for that. I've been thinking about going back for a while, and I logged in today and played a good 3-4 hours. I'm excited.
It's a great Elder Scrolls Online. I had a free-to-play announcement coming in March. I guess we should give the details on what we're talking about here. But I've always wanted to return. But my problem with that game, the only thing I ever had a problem with that game is that my inventory was such a pain to manage.
You could spend an hour
changed
just
that.
managing that. Did they?
I didn't read it, but when I logged in today, it seems like. Do you remember how equipment would have a pretty high weight value to it?
Yeah.
It's all like 1 now.
Mm.
So everything, like even if it's a chest plate heavy armor, it's 1. I don't think that's the way it was before. Someone might correct me.
I'd have to it's been a long time. I'd have to get back into
But I'm
it.
fairly certain that, like, if it was a heavy piece of armor, it had maybe a 12 weight that counted in your inventory. They still have a max of what your inventory can hold, and it's still defined by weight. But, like, every piece of armor I ran into today, no matter whether it was light armor, medium armor, heavy armor, was all 1, and it was much easier to manage my inventory.
Well, that's nice.
I guess, just to correct, it's not actually free to play, it's purchase to play.
That's true. Yeah, you have to have bought the game, or you have to buy the game now.
Seems more like the Guild Wars Secret World type.
Yeah. Which is fair.
No, I think that's the ideal way to play, and we'll maybe talk about that with Guild Wars 2, is, we want a good chunk of content, and if we feel like we're getting our value, we have no issue paying for future content.
Or for things like cosmetic items or something to improve my experience.
I was so into Guild Wars 2, I bought tons of stuff while I played that, because I loved the game.
Every one of my gathering things lights up. It's awesome. But, I'm really excited. I'm kind of hoping that, and I have no idea what the state of PvP in Elder Scrolls was, but that was the thing I think that I really was interested in, and what I did, I enjoyed it, and I want to see more of it with the whole 3 sides. It felt very DAOC, and hopefully with... I don't know if PvP is floundering now or if it has a stable community, but I have to imagine with free-to-play people coming in, it's just going to be more option of battles to happen, and I'm looking forward to that. Yeah.
But now I don't know what to do. I got H1Z1 and I got Tesso and I play WoW.
You don't have to play just one.
And I generally am a person who does that though. I wallow in one game and I'm not a multiplayer.
Haha.
Get off this podcast!
I know. I'm the anti-multiplayer. Yes. Well, I'm a multiplayer in that I play a lot of things.
You play
I wallow
one
in
until
them.
you're kind of done with it, and then you move on.
Yeah.
Yeah, you at this point, I think you rotate every month or two to something else.
Yeah, it's getting.
But you don't play them at the same time.
Yeah.
And this doesn't go free to play until March, so
that's true.
I'm kind of the same way. I don't really play more than one MMO at a time. It's why when I kind of was getting in the mood to get back into Guild Wars, I said goodbye to WoW. Like, the whole WoW thing was super awesome. Like I said to you guys before, that was the most I had ever been into WoW. I got a character to max level. All the garrison stuff was really cool. I was really into it, but then it was just one day I had zero. I mean, maybe it was because the whole holidays thing hit and there was so much stuff going on, and I had enough time to not be playing the game that I couldn't get myself to get back into the game. I logged on a couple times and did my gathering around the garrison, did a couple quests, but then I was just like, I just wasn't feeling it anymore. It was very sudden. I even talked to a guy at work that plays and told him, I was like, he actually finished my sentence for me, that when I was saying, I was like, yeah, it was just one day, and then he goes, yeah, just no interest. I was like, yeah, I don't know what it is, but I just totally lost any will to play, so I just moved on back to Guild Wars. So
you know what you need?
What do I need?
More battle pets.
I really got into battle pets.
Battle
pets was really good. I liked it a lot.
Really into battle pets. I enjoyed battle pets too.
They were really cool.
I like them when they fought stuff. That was the coolest part.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
Yeah.
So I'm sorry. Can we just kind of today is Friday the 23rd.
It is.
Tomorrow there is a Guild Wars 2 PAX panel.
Hour
where
and
it's
a half long.
Heavily rumored Jennifer Hale is there, Bastila.
She is. She's going to be hosting.
Which she is a big voice in Guild Wars.
Queen Jenna. And female Sylvari voice.
So the rumor is expansion, right?
That's kind of the idea, and the thing that I think is kind of fueling that even more is the fact that since, like, even with as many people are talking about it as there is, like, Reddit's kind of blown up and just kind of their borderline assumption is that it's an expansion. The fact that no one from ArenaNet has come out and say maybe, you never know, they've never like come out and kind of drawn any question in people's minds. I think that if it was not an expansion, and
people will riot.
People will fucking riot. Not
yeah,
riot.
They would have come out and
I think
tempered
they would have,
expectations.
tried to temper expectations, but by the sheer fact that they have not done that, I think it's kind of like it's got to be an expansion, or you will piss a lot of people off.
Yeah, because that's been the thing that we all kind of have wanted them to go the route of the first Guild Wars, where we have, we're not paying us a fee. We bought a box. We love the content. We want to see a big chunk of new content at once, and we're willing to pay for it.
Yeah, living story stuff's great, but I'd rather...
It's not the same.
It's totally not the same. You can't get excited about it.
No.
Like, it's when it's every couple weeks, a little bit more story, a little bit more story. It's really cool what they did, and maybe part of me says don't stop doing it, because the stuff that's happened in Season 2 has actually been way more interesting. But it's nothing to get really excited about. And it's proof positive towards that when you look at how people are excited about this announcement tomorrow. We don't know what it is, but people will flip their shit if it's an expansion.
And that was something with the first Guild Wars that I got into it in the first one, and it seemed like I dropped off, and every time they had a new box come out, it felt like a new experience. I got into it a little bit more and played more, and I bought every box.
I am the same way with WoW. I have rarely ever been into WoW at all, but for some damn reason, every time they come out with an expansion, I have every box for every WoW expansion, except for Pandaria. But other than that, every box for every WoW expansion, because every time one comes out, there's just that urge and that hype around it that this is going to be new experiences that they've come up with, and knowing the polish they have, it'll be cool. And the same thing for me with Guild Wars. I like the game already as it is, so for them to possibly be adding a buttload more content all at once, and the theory of, well, is there going to be additional races or classes or what? That's exciting.
And those seem like the only MMOs at this point, or I mean, Guild Wars hasn't really done this since the first one, that can actually do that. That
do a box expansion?
Yeah, like they can bring you this big chunk of content where it's a totally fresh coat of paint, and it feels like a new experience. Like EQ2, I mean, they come out with some smaller expansions, and I don't play it, so maybe to those players it feels that way.
Sure.
But it seems like these are the only companies that really can do this with an MMO at this point.
Yeah, I mean, and WoW's is pretty obvious why, because of how big it is. I think Guild Wars they could potentially do it because they have a history of doing it, like what you said with Guild Wars 1.
Yeah. I wonder what the state of Guild Wars 2 financially is.
I would think that it's doing fine. I know they launched in China, and I think that was going okay, but I don't know. I get a general impression that they're doing fine. It's not like they've had large cuts at the company. I know they they let go of a few people like later last year, but it's other than that, I mean, and those weren't even. I think one person quit. It wasn't even a cut necessarily, but I know they made one or two cuts, but largely I think it's the same team.
I'm really interested in what happens tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm stoked, and
I'm so glad we're doing the podcast today.
I know.
So we don't know.
Well, we can go back and listen and how dumb we were, because it was new cash shop items.
Yeah, that's what I don't know, because I was like with the initial thing when they said they were having a PAX panel, like the initial sentiment from some people was, oh, it's probably just like an announcement of Season 2 and them trying to drum up that people should come play the game and check out this living story stuff. But given the fact that it's main stage, an hour-and-a-half long panel...
And they have, like, voice talent there.
Yeah, voice talent going up there and speaking. It's like, okay, this seems potentially cool. And I hope. Because like I said, I kind of recently got back into it anyways, and this is just really fueling my desire to play even more.
I have no desire to play because you both went to a different server, and the server you guys went to, I can never get transferred onto, so...
Doesn't matter, though.
It matters to me. Well, yeah, for PvP.
For PvP. We don't do PvP.
Yeah, but I still want to...
I did some PvP when I was playing a couple months ago.
I do...
I got another character at 80, went out there and messed some stuff up.
Regular PvP, it doesn't matter, but World versus World...
No, not regular PvP.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's nothing. Dub v dub, that's what I'm talking about.
Dub v dub, that's right. I forgot what people called it. What you kids are calling it these days.
Yeah. Yeah, I switched, sorry.
Well, that's alright.
So
did he. I mean, I just gotta head on over.
But it might be not... You haven't looked in a while, it might be unlocked.
Yeah, I know, but it has to be that thing to where I actually want to. I did this thing, though, where one night I wasn't paying attention, like... I thought it would ask me what server after I clicked transfer, but I didn't realize a server was already highlighted, and I had clicked transfer, and it transferred me to this nothing, like not nothing server. Yeah. I'm sorry, that's rude, but a server that you guys weren't on, and it wasn't the server I was on, obviously, and it took all the credits, out of my the gems or whatever out of my.
Shit.
I was like, and that's like $35 worth of gems.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh my god! So I emailed customer service. I'm like, I know this is probably no chance, but I was trying to get on a server that my friends are on, and I misunderstood, the setup, and I clicked the wrong server, and I said, is there any way you can at least return me to my old server? They not only returned me to my old server, but they gave me all my gems back too, which I thought was very nice because, I mean, I was at least willing to take the gem cut. Is like, okay, I'd rather be on my old server than just be on some random server.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was super nice of them, and it was just like a day, like, done. So
that's cool.
Awesome customer service with Guild Wars 2. I love them. I would give them money all the time.
I've been increasingly tempted to make some gem store purchases, but I'm waiting to see what this announcement is first.
In that game, it's worth it. The game's just fantastic.
It is, yeah. Like I said, the last couple, especially the last couple story bits in the living story, really ended on a cliffhanger.
I never got into the living story thing because that's like questing to me.
It is.
I don't like it.
It's fine.
I mean, no, I'm sure everyone else likes it. I don't like it.
It's one of the few MMOs that I truly, really do like the PvE in.
Do we want to cover gadgets in this show?
Gadgets? What kind of gadgets?
Well, Jason, you reserved a new 3DS. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
What made you pull that trigger?
I really like my 3DS, and I liked they're adding a nub stick, which, could be cool. I like it's...
Whenever I hear nub.
Well, yeah, I don't know, that could be interesting. But I was more interested in the faster processing, and the biggest draw, which sounds probably dumb to a lot of people, I really like the 3D and the 3DS. And my biggest issue with it is finding that sweet spot of when it looks good, especially with games that use some sort of motion control. So this new one has face tracking technology where it tracks your eyes and your face, and it will adjust 3D as you're looking around. And from what I've heard, it works pretty decently, so that's pretty much why.
Codename Track Your Stupid Face.
Yes.
I
sir.
love it. Are we done talking about stuff? Because I think... Well, I was thinking maybe we should kind of talk about why we took the huge hiatus.
Oh, why?
Yeah. Do we want to get into that?
You needed that butt surgery for me just wrecking it.
No. We were going to do a whole new show, and we had this idea, and we kind of wanted to cover, many more topics, kind of keep the same hosts and the same camaraderie, but kind of cover more things, and Multiplaying seemed very, it's a gaming show, so we kind of felt
obligated to only
we were kind of stuck in our little topics area. But I'm gonna say that we really suck at starting new shows. Like, we're bad at it.
Yeah, we talked about starting one for months
and months, and
it was a great idea. I'm not
good idea.
Yeah.
Well, we're still gonna probably use that in a show, so like here and there we can still do that.
We're holding the name until we decide.
We're gonna hold that back if we're gonna do that or not. I think it's a good idea. We should do like special shows once in a while.
That would be That might be work best because
like little theme shows, and we could do
that idea couldn't sustain. Over
that's what I was. That was the problem. Like, as we kind of were thinking about doing these new themed shows, but that's gonna get old.
Yeah, to do it every week was
that would be hilarious.
After about the third week,
the
people
first
would probably
time
not want to listen anymore. So
and we don't really we don't have donating or anything like that, so it doesn't. Audience is not going to be huge for us no matter what we do, but but that was going to get old for us. We wouldn't enjoy doing this show, I think, after a little while.
True.
So, but we can do special shows.
It was good to have the break, though.
And I was thinking, Multiplaying doesn't need to just limit ourselves to gaming. It could be playing in many forms, like movies and technology and gadgets, and it could be, it can still be.
Yeah.
Whatever we want it to be.
I think our big thing is we just wanted to bullshit a lot.
That's all we want to do.
Yeah,
honest to God.
We want to record ourselves bullshitting, so someday our children will listen to this.
They will not listen.
Know
to
that
this.
we contributed something.
Yeah, I gotta say, I gotta do a shout out to Libsyn. That's our host for our podcast. We quit paying the bill back in July because we thought we were done with Multiplaying, because we're doing this whole new show. We don't need this. And so when you stop paying your bill, obviously, they're not going to have. Yeah, they're not going to have the site. They're not going to have all your old shows, all of our old 100 and something shows before. And that's we have over that, because that doesn't count the Cotcast shows and the Guild Wars 2 shows that we did, the Ravencasts. 107's how many Multiplayings we did.
Yeah.
All of those other ones are on there too.
Yeah, all in all, I think we were closing in on 200 shows.
Yeah, and so anyway, all that gets dumped when you're done paying. So I went to restart the Multiplaying, and I couldn't. It said the name was still reserved, and I looked it up, and no one was using it. It said there was no one at that URL. So I just emailed their support and just said, hey, this was our show. I was wondering if we could get the name back. But it wasn't even the end of the same day. The support staff person emailed me. They said, okay, we've turned your show back on. Let us know when you've got payment in there, and we'll make sure everything's.
Don't do it again.
No, totally friendly. I went and looked. They had our site was up, all our images, all our coding. The site looks exactly how we left it. All of our shows are still hosted. They had saved all of that data. I couldn't believe it, and it was all just up and done and exactly like we left it. I was so impressed.
It's pretty awesome.
Yeah, I was pretty happy. So I even emailed him back and just said, I just got to tell you, you went above and beyond. Thank you so much. And he said, oh, you're so welcome. So they're really, really great. If you're thinking about doing a podcast, Libsyn, highly, highly recommend them.
And we get no money from that.
No.
Unfortunately.
Just good customer service there. So, but yeah, so no new show. Same old show.
But we'll
Sorry.
Well, hey, when it restarted though, it re-pinged people, because it hit the RSS feed again. So it still had, I think, 70 downloads the first day. So I think that means 70 people didn't delete us from their podcast feeds,
they did now that they saw it downloading.
Yeah. Yeah,
The
yeah, maybe.
What the fuck?
Oh my god, I remember this crap.
I got rid of this.
Yeah, no, I don't think we
Most
should
of
talk
this back
so...
when I had insomnia, just trying to go to sleep.
Aw.
Fucking overrun, Jason.
Yeah, I like our show, so screw
Yeah,
you guys.
well, we are a bit rusty today. It's been nearly a year, but we'll get back in the swing.
I think we
We'll
picked
figure
up,
it out.
I think we picked it up a little.
Yeah, once we got talking about MMOs.
Yeah, once we got into it, we're fine. We just part of the problem too. We had a recording issue, so we were kind of thrown off. We were very jovial when we first started talking and stuff, but then when we figured out we had all the recording issues, we were a little deflated then when we started.
Spent a half hour trying to fix our recording problems.
Yeah, but it's all good now, and
Yeah,
everything will be
if
fine.
this way works, it actually might just be easier for
Yeah.
everyone.
It might be more reliable too
Could
in
be.
the long run.
Yeah. Okay,
That's true.
let's call it there.
Are we calling it a wrap, huh?
We're
we
wrapping
did
it.
a show.
Yeah,
We'll
we did.
see you next week.
Well, gentlemen,
I'm sorry.
fell for
hanging
that
around
once
this dump any
No,
longer.
they
Wait! Where are you going?
Aw.
I was going to make a spread.
Show's over, folks.
You can't go! All the plants are going to die! Take off, eh?
Thanks for listening to Multiplaying, the companion podcast at multiplaying.net. Questions, comments, feedback, errors, etc. can be sent to multiplaying@gmail.com. We invite you to write a review on iTunes and visit our website at www.multiplaying.net.
We've made a lot of friends, shared a lot of laughs, often at the expense of others.
I think some people are going to be upset.
Let me just close this conversation by saying you are one unique individual.
Thank you and good night.